Okay, our first hand in the study seems like a pretty easy call here in the big blind. Oh, it starts in an hour. That's very good timing, bullets. 1 hour of study, and then you will go crush poker. I won't, but I won't. The antwoord needs to be lowered a little bit. We start with a check on the ace high board. We have middle pair. We have a pretty easy defend here with middle pair. These are boards though. An ace and a face card are very unfavorable for us. So we might even fold some 7x here. But I think I will make a call here. That seems like a discussion for another moment, Pretentious Possum. It's a bit tough to combine politics with poker study, so I will answer that later, okay? If I had a couple beers in me or something. I don't really mind talking about it, but politics discussions don't really mix well with poker study, I think. And politics on Twitch are hard anyway, right? There's always people disagreeing with each other, and it can get nasty quickly. But hey, Brazilian Donk, vamos! There were some people looking for you in my Discord, Brazilian Donk. We couldn't find you anymore. We were all very sad. Oh, hey, but everybody should be anti-war, you know? But like I said, let's discuss politics later on in the stream. You can ask me later, okay? So if we're just gonna check here. We're still on a range disadvantage, even though it's a little bit better. And now when he checks back the turn, it's very hard to get paid here. So he doesn't have too many he doesn't have too many jack X that we can beat. A low jack open range. There is some jack 8 suited, jack 6. No, jack 8 suited might be the only logical jack we can beat, right? And that's chopping up. I think it's too weak to value bet. But we have some bets here, okay. We played it fine. We can block the river, okay. 10%. 10% bet on the river, blocking bet. I considered it, but I thought it was a little bit too high to get paid by worse. King Queen will not call that, I guess. Let's move on. You have a fork. Don't kill yourself with your fork, bullets. And warn your neighbors, or your people in your close proximity that you have a fork. If there's people in your proximity. King Queen suited against a limp. We will raise it up. That's the good ID. Raise 6 is a bit much. I think standard is 3 or 4. 3.5 or 4 is fine. We have position, right? We have position, and he only limped in so 6 is a bit too much. Hey, we have a royal flush draw. So yeah, we are certainly betting frequently on this board as the raiser pre-flop. And I don't see any reason why not to bet with this one. Huh? The only question is the sizing. We are still in position. I think we go smallish. Yeah, that's an interesting, Hoff, but you guys can discuss it a little bit if you want. But I'm not gonna, I'm gonna focus on the studying right now. Craig, how you doing? You have a cold. You'll get better. You'll get better. Yeah, it's 33% or 50, I think. I'm leaning towards 33. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, 14% only. Blind versus blind, always tough, huh? Was my webcam stuttering there for a second? I think so. He calls us. Yeah, it's Bullet says check. I think it's probably fine. There's lots of great rivers, of course, for us still. And this is a hand that it's really hard to get him to fold a worse hand. A better hand, I mean. Like, we're targeting like pocket pairs. That might play this way. If he limp calls like 6s or something. But that's about it, right? An ace or a 10 is never folding, and a 5 is never folding. So I like a check. Okay. This is the worst card in the deck, basically. This is the worst card in the deck, right? Because he's certainly gonna check raise some ace-x. Gonna check call lots of 10x. So he has some trips in his range. More than we have. We don't improve our hand. Yeah, that was sad to see, Craig. And I also was sad to see the other Dutch guy, Martijn Kleermaker, who also lost. Did he lose 3 times 5-4? Also a little bit unlucky. All the Dutchies were not doing great this Grand Slam of Darts. But no spoilers about tonight, please, because I will not watch it live. I'm looking forward to watch back Anderson versus Humphries. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give up here, Bullets. This 10 is really bad for us. He has still a 10x in his range, ace-x in his range, 5x in his range. We have probably better hands to bluff with as well. Like, I'd rather bluff with pocket 4s or something, I guess. We want to unblock spades as well. I'm gonna check this. That's correct. It's correct. Yeah, if he has an ace, he won't fold. And he has 10x in his range that he's never folding. So yeah, it's probably a good check back. Let's move on. Big blind versus cutoff. There's probably some raises here. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to watching back Anderson Humphries at some later moment. Yeah, this probably mixes, but I'd rather have the suited ace, I guess. So I think I call here. Raise to 6 blinds is not an option here, Bullets. It's either big, because we're out of position, so GTO says 9. It's either call or 9. There's no 6 here. It's too small out of position. If you 3-bet out of position from the big blind, you should go big. At least 4 times their size. I don't think it's bad to 3-bet here in general. Shall we just do it? I'm using chat's interaction here. I think it's mixing between calling and 3-betting. I am not muted. At least I hope I'm not. Oh, 23%, so it's still mostly calls. But it's okay to 3-bet that once in a while. Welcome, Nives. It's certainly not too weak to call. If I wouldn't 3-bet, it's certainly defend. We're not happy with it, but we have to. We did 3-bet in this spot though. And I have to be very honest with you, this is a very tough spot to be in. We can't really bet fold this, right? Maybe check call is the best. It's not great. We have a 5, of course, but what is our range doing here? We always have to wonder. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Sir Henny has to fix his sound, because I am not muted. Nice that Hof confirms. Good evening, Storm, as well. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, so out of position, we want to do a lot of checking. But in 3-bet pots, it's a little bit less of an issue. But the SPR is annoying, right? 1.5-ish. We can't really commit ourselves with low pair here, I guess. Maybe we can. I don't know. I think I like a check here. Okay. DTO agrees. We have a small bet. I mean, I hate this spot, but we can't really fold, right? We have to call 5 into 25, so we need 16% equity. We certainly can't fold yet. The problem is the turn is not often gonna be great for us. On the turn, we have 1 SPR left to play with. This is also why he doesn't have to go big, right? No need for them to go big, because you can always get it in on the turn or river if he has a good hand. 100% call, it's totally fine. So this is decent for our range. Because we would play an 8 the same way, maybe sometimes with a check call. If we 3-bet 8-9 suited pre or something, certainly check call with an 8 and spike trips. Does that mean we turn this into a bluff? I don't think so. I'd rather have, king high. We don't have any king highs though that check call the flop, right? Maybe some king jack with a spade. Something like that. King queen with a spade. Well, I find it tough in general, Questje. But I'm happy I'm not the only one. So I'm leaning towards checking again here. I'm just looking at my whole range here, and the 8 is decent for us. But I think we have better hands to start bluffing with. And it's certainly too weak to value bet. If he jams, though, I'm inclined to just fold on this run out. He's basically putting us all in, even though it's only 15 blinds. There's never, like, a situation where we can fold the river if we call here and he jams the river, right? I think I'm folding. Okay, I fucked that up. We fucked that up, chat. We should check all in on the turn. And river? What's river? What's the plan on the river? Oh, this is the turn. Sorry, I was planning to check flop first. Why did the buttons not work? There you go. But yeah, flop check was fine. 80% check. Sometimes we bet small. And against his 15 blind, we should jam. So basically, if he jams, we call. It's so hard to like judge these situations. Like, if I'm playing against a random tournament in a $5 tournament or a $10 tournament, I don't think my opponents are bluffing enough that we have to call here with a 5. But I guess the takeaway here is GTO will bluff enough. So basically, we can't fold a 5 here. Is the summary of this hand. We can't fold a 5 here on the turn. Little Valkyria, I'm not great, but I'm okay. Good enough to stream, and I'm looking forward to some chill evening tonight. Henny is an idiot. Hey, that's all good, mate. We all make mistakes in life. You have sound now. That's very good. November 17. That is today. But I think you realize that already. That it's 17th today. No worries, Henny. We'll get a hype train or something later. Save your subs for the hype train. Welcome, Mr. Carbs. Buenas noches, my friends. So we fucked up this hand, but the fact we 3-bet pre is fine. The fact we 3-bet this hand is okay. But if we make a pair with this low SPR against the GTO opponent, we never fold this 5. Let's move on. I want you to subscribe as well, Henny. But no worries if it takes a bit. Okay, I guess we 3-bet call this. Seems pretty straightforward. He just calls our 3-bet. Interesting. In game, I'd probably just bet. But I can see a check raise here as well, out of position. On this very dynamic board, where he might be inclined to bet very often here, if we check to them. If he has 7s, 8s, or 9s, he's going to bet himself. If he has a flush draw, he's going to bet himself. That being said, it's a disaster if he checks back and he spikes a king or a jack or an ace, right? So I guess betting is fine. And then we get it in, of course. But the question is not, do we ever fold here? The question is checking or leading better? I think I'm going to go for 5 here. 25%. So I think we just jam here. After he calls our small c-bet. He doesn't have too many king X in his range. Especially not the king of spades, right? Because yeah, he might have king X of hearts, right? He might have king X of hearts. But other than that, I'm not too afraid that he has a king. And it's good for my range. We have a spade as well. I think we just jam this. Okay. Very interesting. Okay, we do bet quite often. We check more. And we do bet super small. Okay. I was just thinking in my head, it's check or all in here. When the pot is 30 blinds and we have 25 left. I'm not really looking to play lots of river situations here. But apparently there is small betting here. Especially the 3 blinds, 10% bet again. when the king of spades comes in. Oh, that's okay, Moose. We will assume you jam every spot. I was jamming here myself. Plenty of jamming on your toast. That is funny, Craig. That is funny. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, Utop. How you doing? Yeah, my plan with these GTO study sessions for now is that I'm not going to dive into lots of analysis why. We touch on it a little bit, but I'm not going to like check all kinds of details about it. Just move on and get a lot of hands in. I think it's more fun, but there will be some sessions later where I will more dive into some details and look at range versus range and look at the strategies and stuff. But yeah, I'm surprised we have some small bets here, right? And never all in. We are committing ourselves anyway, right? If we bet there, we're never folding. The show must go on, chat. 10-6 offsuits. I think we can muck. What would be a calling range here? Probably like 10-8 offsuit probably calls, right? 10-9 certainly calls. 10-8 offsuit probably calls. But this is probably a little bit too weak. Oh, it's partly a call. It's partly a call, chat. It's closer than we thought. We can quickly look at it. Let's quickly look at the range, chat. Big blind defense range. See, okay. Smattering of 10-6. Yo, ace of spades. Thanks for the sub, my man. Can we get a shout out for ace of spades in the chat? So 10-6 offsuit is already mixed defense. I was too nitty, chat. I thought it was close-ish, but I was too nitty. We will defend the sixes. Start 3-betting eights, I guess. So sixes probably always calls. We flop decent. Yeah, there's some leads on this. There's some leads on this. Happy Friday to you too, my man. I think I like a check raise here, chat. Even if you only had the six of spades, would already be a good idea, right? The GTO really likes to check raise with runner straight and flush draws. But aside that, we also have a pair already, which needs some protection. So I think I like a check raise. It's wrong. Hey, we're learning here, chat. We can learn here if we look at the spot for a little bit. So we never check raise this. We're not going to lead on the king. But this is now not a GTO 3 anymore. So we just... we river full house just to make sure... we river a full house in a non-existing tree. So this never happens in GTO. Let's just jam. We can't get any feedback anymore. Because we failed the flop. Just a check call, 100%. Okay. Well, there's a smattering of raising. 3% raising. But mostly just check calling. So I guess my idea that we need protection is correct. But there's better flops to check raise on. If we have king 6 with a spade, we probably check raise. Because then we can bluff away better hands more easily, sorry. And on this board, it's tougher to get better hands to fold, right? The 7 or 5 is never folding, and overpair is never folding. So we're purely doing it for protection. We're never bluffing away a better hand. I think that's the main takeaway there. So we just learned, chat, against the cutoff. Same-ish stack size, I think. We defend 10-6 offsuit, but this is the low jack. So we do go tighter, but it's also one step better. So I think it's still a fold. But it's funny because we just looked up the cutoff situation. But I think it's a fold. Where I thought it was 10-8 offsuit versus the cutoff, it's probably 10-8 offsuit versus low jack. Wow, still wrong. Damn. I'm such a nit, chat. I'm such a nit. Big blind versus low jack. 10-7 offsuit. This is how wide you can defend in the big blind chat. Even against the low jack. 10-7 offsuit, Jack7 offsuit. And hey, it's on the border, right? So it's not a huge mistake to not call that. And if we think we play worse than GTO post-flop against a decent opponent, we should consider folding a bit more, right? But against weak opponents, and if we think we play well enough, we should always defend this, right? So interesting. Welcome to my world, says Craig. Yeah, it's interesting, right? I'm loosening up, but I'm not loosening up enough, apparently. Cthulhu is calling every spot against Moose. So here we have a suited hand. One of the weakest ones, but we still defend. There you go. We flop bottom pair. Isn't bottom pair one of the hardest hands to play in poker? Like, I'd rather have king high or top pair, you know? I'd rather be more polarized. You know, it's hard to play middle pair and low pair. We also have spades. Oh, he goes big. Wow. He overbets his flop, which I kind of understand. There's lots of straight draws here. And every pair that you have needs protection. So we can defend a little tighter here. This might not be a great hand to call with. If we bet small, we always call every pair, right? In general. If we bet small, we never fold a deuce. But I guess with the spades, we never fold either. But it's an overbet, though. What do you guys think? Do we defend here? Yeah, the backdoor spades, right? Make it a call. We need to find some folds here with some deuces here against the overbet, I think. And we check raise probably hands like 7x, 6-8, you know, ace-3, ace-4 maybe. Yeah, against it, I mean, we always touch on this GTO versus exploitative poker, right? If my general opponent certainly overbets here on the button, and I don't think he understands GTO at all or is very good at poker, you should be very careful here, right? You should probably overfold a lot here in game, you know? If you would have re-raised pre-flop, I would have called, but then that doesn't make any sense, Bullets. Because then the situation would be completely different. If we re-raise pre-flop with a hand like this, we probably be our first to act as the raiser. We could c-bet ourselves. It's a whole different situation if you 3-bet. So yeah, we think Cthulhu thinks call, Crack thinks call, Henny thinks call. I think it's fucked, but we have to call in GTO land. Mostly because of the spades, right? Because if you have 10 deuce of diamonds, we also call, I guess, then. So we only fold clubs. So that means we still call 75% of our deuces. Yeah, let's go with call because most people say call. Okay, let's go. That's good. A 10. Wish I had 10 deuce. Oh, there's no news, Ivid here. I think we have to just fold. Bottom of our calling range because we almost folded flop already, right? If a spade comes, we continue. If a deuce comes or a 9 comes, we should have some bluffs as well, but I guess we use runner flush draws for that. Yeah, and maybe some 4x or 3x or ace-x, not ace-x. Some straights come in sometimes for us as well, but I think we just fold here. Oh, wow. Wow, we defend this. Wow. Yeah, Mr. Carps. Flop was call. Yeah, I'm shocked as well. Yeah, so flop is check call, was 100% call. Flop is 100% call. And turn is 72% call. It's hardly making us money, because it's 0.01 EV. But we should mostly call here. And I guess that's... I guess that's because the button is very inclined to keep bluffing here with his overcards. If he has king, queen or something. Or ace, king or something. Yeah, we could look into it a little bit. Let's look into it. We are all shocked by this, right? So let's look into it a little bit. Wow, what a mess. Let's first check where are we in the tree. So the flop check call is fine. The turn is a 10. The turn is a 10. This zoomed in version of GTOWizard is confusing me. Here we go. These are the equities. So the button still has range advantage on the turn here. Doesn't surprise me too much because he has still overpairs and stuff. But if we check, the button bets. This is his range here. I'm confused. 8% all in? Oh wait, that is our response. Sorry. This is the button. Okay, yes. So the button is betting range almost here on the turn. That is very interesting, and that makes us call so wide. The button is inclined to bet 90% of his range here on this 10 of diamonds, which is very interesting to me. Which obviously makes him have lots of bluffs. Interesting, right? Yeah, he still has 8 plus and all the nice pocket pairs, lots of top pairs as well. Interesting, interesting. This is more nice for the eyes, right? Without all the EVs. So yeah, so then we look at our response, Craig. I will show you. This is our response to that button range bet. And you can see we call most deuces. We fold 8 deuce. Interesting. And a bit of 9 deuce. If we have clubs, we fold. Oh no, that's not right. If we have the clubs, we call. Okay. Yeah, tough to say, man. I mean, these are the 5s. Basically, the summary here is that we almost never fold a pair. It's like low pair and third pair. You can see we defend 2/3. Yeah, it's still our worst defense, but we had 9 deuce of spades, right? Yeah. Yeah, it is what it is. Let's move on. But interesting, right? The main takeaway here is that the button still has a large range advantage and will c-bet the turn very high frequency on this card. Which in turn makes us defend wider than we might think we have to defend. Oh, poker is hard. That's why we go through these painful moments, right? You can't improve if you have no pain. The same is with working out, right? If you want to learn to run a marathon, you can never succeed if you never have pain in the meantime. This is mental pain. It's different than physical pain, but it's still pain. I'm pretty sure we never 3-bet here with this hand against under the gun. I would like it a bit more against the button, but I think it's just a pure defense with the offsuit connector. The weaker connectors we fold, I think. This might already be close to just a fold against early position. I think I've been defending the offsuit connectors a bit too wide in my mind. Henny said, that's why French people are so good in everything. Pain, pan. Good joke. Yeah, I got it after I read it twice. Je suis un tosti et tu as un croissant. I'm gonna go for call, but with the added remark that I might think it's close already. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Oh, the solution is pre-flop only. Okay. At least it was fine to defend. This is also a fine defense. Not close. Now I want to look it up. Can we? I'm not so sure. We can go back easily. No, we can't. Sorry. But I could, but not this way. I should zoom out and go here into the tree. This side. This side. There you go. This is the button I searched for. No. I'm curious now. I don't think 4-3 offsuit defense against under the gun. Under the gun +1. It's loading. Assembling advanced analytics. Oh, you're right. Okay. You're right. Wow. Okay, cool. We do defend all offsuit connectors against early position. Except 3 does offsuit. But yeah, you're right, Henny. Kudos. It wasn't close. And we move on. We learned something. I learned something. By the way, we have a marble race in about 25 minutes. Exclamation mark play. Been a while we did marbles. Might do 1 or 2 races and then, you know. I think it makes the stream lag a little bit. So maybe just 1 race, just for the old time's sake. So get in there. Yeah, we can always say the yes, but exploits and stuff. I like a check raise on this board. Good shot and an overcard. In general, I think I like a check raise. He goes quite big. I'm gonna ask chat here as well, chat. So we cannot fold this. We always at least call here with good shot and the overcard. But it might be a bit too risky to just jam it. Only 10 blinds in the middle. But apparently we have other raise options here as well. We could make a small raise to 9. I don't like that. I don't like that. If we raise here, we're committed if he jams as well, right? Yeah, maybe it's not great. We cannot really raise fold. That's throwing equity away, right? We can never raise fold here. So it's either jam or call, right? Noob hand, yeah, but it's a clear defense pre-flop, but it's a clear defense pre-flop. But yeah, we have to call at least once. I was thinking about check raising, but okay, we mostly call here. It doesn't do much for us. Maybe if we have a spade, we could do something fancy. But on this 4, I don't see us doing anything. We have some leads, apparently. Wow. So yeah, with a spade, we continue here. Maybe we check raise sometimes, even. Yeah, apparently. On the 4, there are some leads, apparently. Which surprised me a lot. I guess we have queen 4 in our range. Does that really help? Yo, Mocho, thanks. Can we get a shout out to our French friend? We just made a French joke a bit earlier. I'm gonna fold this. Okay, that's fine. So we played fine, but it surprised me that on the turn we have some leads. 3 blind leads, 20% pot. On the 4, just because it's a spade, I guess. Otherwise, it doesn't do much for range, but our opponent had aces. Nice hand. Thanks, Mr. Carps. Yeah, it's more about the spades. I mean, the rank doesn't do anything here, of course. I think this is a fault. I think I've remembered that we start defending the king deuce offsuit against the button. So pretty sure against under the gun, we just... Even ace deuce offsuit or ace 3 offsuit we hate here, right? So, we fold. Sometimes it's nice to have an easy decision, right? This could be an interesting squeeze spot, right? I kind of like a squeeze bluff here, right? We can still fold to a jam. It doesn't play that well multi-way. We can pick up 7 blinds. I'm gonna go for the squeeze here. It's wrong. I like my thinking, but it's the wrong hand up. We gotta see pre-flop. We're looking it up, but what are good 3-bets there. But now we are heads up against the button after we did squeeze. This is not a great... I mean, we have top pair, but I think in general, we don't even have a large range advantage here. Because he has so many king queens, ace 10s, you know, ace jacks, pocket 10s, pocket 5s. We still have some range advantage, obviously, because we always have the kings and the aces here, and ace king. So it's probably good, but it's not as good as it looks, I think. Good evening, Johnny Lawford. But yeah, I'd bet and commit myself here. I'd bet here for sure, but... Question is, do we go quarter pot or half pot? Henny leans towards the small bet. I think because of the SPRs this way, I think small makes a lot of sense. We see it a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna go quarter. Oh yeah, we can't check our results here because the squeeze preflop was not GTO anyway, so we cannot analyze this. But I like it. I like we got it in against the set. Yo, Yapperface. Good evening. Let's check that preflop spot though. Let's see what are good 3-bets there. The only thing I want to look at. So this one, sorry. Yeah, fold pre. No, it's a defend pre, of course. Oh, this is so nasty. Look at all the squeezes we can do here. They're all surrounding the king jack offsuit who has 0 3-bets. I feel like that is unfair, chat. We had a good ID. Lots of high broad raise. Lots of broad raise in general. Squeeze here. But king jack offsuit specifically doesn't like to. We go 8s plus. We jam as well with some of our middle strength hands. 10s, jack 10 suited. We just jam it in for 50 blinds, chat. Mind you, we're playing 50 blinds effective here. You can see it on the top right, the small table. 50 blinds effective. 7 in the middle. And we jam 4% of our hands. We jam all our 10s, jack 10, queen jack, king jack, queen 10. A lot of jamming. Thanks for the shout out, Moose. Yeah, it is a cool program, brothers. Exclamation mark GTOWizard for 10% discount. Yeah, I'm only streaming Fridays for now, Yapperface. Last week I spoke quite a lot about my situation. I want to do it a little bit less tonight. I want to just focus on good vibes and having a good Friday together. But for now, I'm also streaming a bit less than I would like to. But yeah, isn't it fun, chat? I decided to go 3-bet king jack offsuit, and all the hands surrounding us are okay, but not this one. But in the we have the right ID. We have the right ID. It's not the end of the world. We never should be able to play GTO perfectly anyway, right? It's all about heuristics and learning basic IDs. We will defend the suited ace. Only hand we fold here maybe is like 7 deuce suited or something like that. We check fold this, I guess. Once in a while, you have an easy one, chat. Just check fold the 8 high. Next. King 4 offsuit. Against the hijack. I think we fold. Against the button, we defend. I think every offsuit king. But I think against the hijack, I think we don't. Ooh. Ooh. I want to look at that for a second. All right, very close, chat. Very close. Wait, I had king 3. That's fold. Huh? GTO is having laughs with me. I decided fold. King 3 is a fold. But in-game, it said it was a mistake. That is like solver noise. This is some weird thing going on here. But it's very, very marginal, right? So it's not a big deal. But yeah, we start calling king 5, king 4. Oh, I had king 4. I thought I had king 3. I blame GTOWizard for nothing. I blame GTOWizard for nothing. We defend king 4 offsuit, okay. We fold king 3 offsuit. Another interesting one. I'm pretty sure it's a call though, but we're not in love with this multi-way. These low suited connectors. Low offsuit connectors, I must say. 5 for suited would be a slam dunk defense here, multi-way. I'm not super happy with this, but I think we can be. I mean, 13% equity, right? Yeah. Even if we under-realize our equity, which we will, it's still fine. Yeah, Brazilian Donk is still here. Another spot, same 5-4. Same king 4. Interesting. So against the hijack we learned, it's king 4 plus. Against the button, it's king deuce plus. Against under the gun, we fold. Always, if you always remember, if you know your button, hijack, and under the gun, you can always make a well-informed decision. Yeah, that's insanely hot. That doesn't make any sense, man. 58 degrees. How are you still alive, Brazilian Dunk? 36 is. I mean, I would still hate that here, but that is very very more livable. Good evening, Nathan. Easy defense. Don't think we squeeze with this. What would we squeeze here, chat? Ace 10 offsuit? Or better? And then what are our bluffs? Sometimes a hand like this can perform well as a bluff, but I don't think it's this spot though. Because it realizes its equity so well multi-way that I'm pretty sure calling is fine. But I'm trying to get into the habit of always thinking about our whole range and not just, oh, this hand does this, and we're done with thinking about it, It's very good to always think about your whole range. What is our 3-bet here? What is our bluff here? Okay, find the call. No solution post-flop. Okay, we move on. Let's flop a set with deuces. Because I know that's never 3-betting. I just contradicted my own plan to always think about it, but yeah. There's no multi-way post-flop, so always when it's multi-way and we defend, we have no post-flop play. Same here. There's no post-flop multi-way. Queen 3 offsuit is a fault. Interesting. I think I discussed this hand with Eberron in my study session with him. And I think I folded it in-game and he said, no! We have to defend this. That's what I think I remembered from this. Maybe it was Jack 9 offsuit. Greg says fold, so yeah. My instinct says fold. But then my back of my mind thinks I'm too nitty here, so maybe we still defend. So what do we think, chat? Any other decisions, ideas, opinions? How wide do we defend multi-way here against hijack and button? I'd hate defending this. That makes sense, correct? Because we still have position on a small blind. But doesn't it also matter that the button has a much weaker range than the small blind? If the small blind calls pre, his range is much stronger than the buttons, right? Well, especially in game, because people under defend the small blind, I think. The price is amazing, I agree. 1.3 into 7. We need 14% equity. But it's all about playability post-flop as well. Jack 9 is a call and Jack 8 suited is a call, I think. So I think it's either a defend or it's the best hand we fold. But I'm gonna go for call. Ooh, 9%. It was a fold. Let's quickly look at it. Yeah, Jack 9 is a pure defend and Jack 8 isn't. I mean, it's nice we knew what was the borderline, right? It's if we know it is on the edge, then we are doing pretty well, right? So I'm okay with that. And it was still 8% call. Yeah, I get that we're in a sick situation. But still, if you can realize... I mean, our equity is probably much higher than 14%. Probably not even, but... If we can realize 14% of our equity, then we can call. That's how it works. I'm loving angels. Okay, the small blind limps. Good evening, Daantje. Interesting to think about this for a second. Now, we know we don't have jams here, right? So if he raises, we have jams. If he makes it 3.5, we have jams. But against the limp, we probably don't have jams. But do we raise call this if he check jams on us? I think with sevens we have to. Yeah, I think maybe weaker pairs like to check back here. But sevens I'm certainly raising. There we go. Interesting, Crack. So GTO disagrees with you in this case. It raises always with sevens here. And I think that's because if he check jams on us, we have to call. We don't like it. That's my thinking here. That if the small blind limp traps, limp jams, that sevens are too strong to fold. We'll look at it. So I did raise, and now the small blind leads on this 10 high coordinated board. We're not folding, but I'm hating it. Maybe we can fold without a spade. But we have a good shot as well. And it's only 2 blinds. Yeah, I hope so too, Dasa. Thank you. Daantje, I'm not doing too great in general, but I'm happy that my Friday nights are still in good vibes and good spirits. So I'm happy I'm here. I hope you're doing well. There's no news about any jobs yet, sadly. There's no big news. The latest news is that I have a court hearing on Tuesday, which is very scary. But we will go day by day. It's a call 100%. We don't like this. That being said, how does he lead an ace there when we are the pre-flop raiser? Which ace X is going to lead against the big blind when we 3-bet pre-flop or ISO raise pre-flop? Maybe ace of spades, you know. I think we still fold, but it's a very weird line that he's taking. But it's GTO apparently, so it's not weird. But we still continue here. So I'm first wondering about pre-flop here. Yeah, it's a bit more complicated, Crack, but you can always DM me if you want to know a bit more. I don't want to like talk about it all night. I want to prevent that. Yeah, free question, Martian Mike. So let's see. What are we looking up? Pre-flop. Oh, this is pre-flop. So yeah, we check with all the green hands, and we raise with all the red hands. So 5s plus start raising against the limp. The small blind limps, we start raising 5s, and we check back 4s, 3s, and deuces. So my idea was, if we raise 7s, then if the small blind jams, we call 7s. That's my thinking. So if the small blind jams, what is the calling range in the big blind? Yeah, I'm correct. Sorry, I clicked away. Okay, I fucked that up. Sorry. Small blind limps, re-raise. Small blind jams. Big blind response. There you go. You see this pattern often in GTO, where if we start raising a pair, and we have like less than 40 blinds, we never fold anymore. And the same thing applies here. If we raise 5s or 7s in this case, they jam on us, we call. Too much equity. Hey, DJ Yuri, welcome to the stream. I assume I met you in DJ Marcel's stream. And we usually talk English here, but we have lots of Dutchies around. So there will certainly be some Dutch once in a while, but mostly an international community here. We're studying some poker tonight. But we're close to a break, so if you like a marble race, get yourselves into the marble race. Exclamation mark play in the chat. 14 of you are here in the mountain pass. And this might be the only marble race, because I can already see it making lag happening. It's probably the only marble race of the night. Dutch music is encouraged even. The Dutch music is certainly allowed. So a couple more hands, and then we'll do a quick break and a marble race. King deuce offsuit. So for new people coming in, what we're doing here is studying tournament poker. So these are all situations where we play a tournament. Oh, en nou moet ik Nederlands praten. Dank je, Daantje. We're switching to Dutch for a second, everybody. Ik heb een Channel Redemption die me Nederlands laat praten. Dus nu kan ik de uitleg in het Nederlands doen. Dit programma heet GTOWizard. En het komt er eigenlijk op neer dat dat programma heeft uitgerekend wat de optimale strategie is in elke situatie. Of in ieder geval in een hoop situaties. Dit is tournament poker. Bijvoorbeeld in deze situatie proberen we het te spelen zoals GTO zou spelen. GTO staat voor Game Theory Optimal. Zo perfect spel. En ik denk dat we hier folden. Het is vrij gemakkelijk is de beslissing. Nederlands praten is echt lastig trouwens als je het niet gewend bent. Zeker met poker en al die Engelse termen. Het is helemaal niet zo makkelijk. Maar dat was misschien wel even genoeg Nederlands al, hè? You played poker VR this evening. Nice. Nice. I've never tried VR poker yet. So these numbers are all big blinds. So we're playing 34 big blinds in this spot. Our opponent as well. I think we just call here. I think we cannot raise fold. Throwing away too much equity to raise fold. We just call. 82%. Okay. We have some 3-bets, I guess. Whoa. Yeah, I only talk English on stream, Craig, except that somebody redeems the redemption, talk Dutch to me. That's why I just spoke Dutch for a bit. I apologize. It's part of the channel point redemptions. I think we call here against a small bet with the spade and 2 overcards. And a runner straight roll. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we call here. There you go. And we turn a good shot, but the ace is not great for us. We cannot really lead here. And he checks back. Do we bluff this, chat? I'm gonna pause here for a second. So we played fine so far this hand. Do we use this combo as a bluff on the river is the question here. Do we think he checks an ace sometimes? Maybe some weak ace sometimes checks back. The big question is, can we make him fold a jack? Probably not. Oh, you meant in live. Oh, so, yeah. Well, I talk English. I mean, I chat in the English a lot too. I chat in English a lot, but I don't speak it in real life, no. Not really. I mean, I have a little bit. When I was a bartender, there were sometimes international students bartending with me, and we always spoke English together then as well. So, you know, there was some English. At university, we had English books, but we talked in Dutch. Especially in the master courses I did. I think that was happened about all the books, all the material was in English, but the teacher still talked in Dutch. I think. I don't even know, man. It's too long ago. It's too long ago. He can check an ace. Yeah, on the turn, I mean, right? I think he might check it back sometimes with ace deuce or something, just to get the showdown easier. But the question here is not can we fold out an ace, because he's never folding that. The question is, can we make him fold out a 6 or a jack? That's the relevant target here. I kind of like a bluff because we have a spade. Yeah, maybe we shove, yeah. Looks so ridiculous, though. Hey, Turner. I mean, GTO just some crazy stuff, but I'm just gonna pot bet, I think, here. We have 14 or 8. Do we go 14? I'm gonna bluff 14, chat. Nope. But maybe other sizes bluff. Yeah, we do bet. I just went a little bit too big. Wow, okay. If I would have chosen 6 or 8.5, I would have been okay. So this is a good spot to bluff. So that's the most important thing, right? I mean, I would love to have the sizing correct as well, but the thinking to bluff here is okay. Okay, it's time for a quick break. So I think another 20 minutes or so of GTOWizard. Couple more hands. And then we'll move on to something else. Oh, I'm not bad. I'm not great. I'm not great with chess either. I'm around 1,000. I'm around 1,000. And quicker games, I'm even worse. Like I'm 800. No, it wasn't in the queue meme because it denied because you're not a subscriber. But I put it in for you. All right, couple more hands, chat. Big blind only, so we're defending only. Queen 4 offsuit. Wait, we just had the hijack. King 4 is a defend. Yeah, so it's weaker, so it's fold. It's fold. Can I click buttons? I can. I can. Ace King. All right, so this is a very good situation for us, of course. I think we bet small with these SPRs. Bigger range advantage for us. Just want to get it in. Or maybe we go bigger sometimes. So here, I made the mistake earlier to always jam here because of SPR. But GTO has some smaller bets here. GTO sometimes bets 7 or 15 here, which I would not do in game a lot. What do you guys think, chat, here? I think we just jam, right? It's not the best card in the deck, because he has some ace-10, some king-queen. That's about it, right? Pocket 10s probably jam pre. Aces and jacks probably jam pre. You can have some aces that trap, but we block an ace, so I think we're doing really well here. Well, what's the benefit of betting 14 here, Craig? Because I know GTO does it a lot in spots like this. But I would think in-game there's not a big benefit versus jamming. Like, do we get called a little bit wider because we bet less than the pot? I mean, I don't really understand why this is a thing. If we had a deeper stack, of course, but would it be sensible to bet 2/3 of our stack here? I'm pretty sure jamming is alright, rather, so I'm just wondering. Yeah, but it's not, the river will not be geometric at all, right? If we bet this large, on the river we would bet 10 blinds into 60 blinds, or you know, the river bet will be super tiny. I mean, I guess it's, I mean, I'm thinking too much like in game, right? Against real humans. But we'll see. I'm gonna just jam. Okay. I'm stubborn, chat. I'm stubborn. So yeah, I should have listened to Craig. Yeah, I understand that. So yeah, 15 blinds is the correct answer. I understand our hand doesn't need much protection, but I feel like, and this is another human approach, so it might not be sensible in GTO land, but doesn't it look too strong as well if we bet 15? Like, our opponent will never think I can fold ever, you know? Yeah, so flop I went for 5 blinds. But GTO says go bigger. Go half pot. So that's reverse to what you say, Craig. I already bet pretty small, which is fine, but GTO more often likes the half pot on the flop. Apparently. And then we can jam turn, right? Because the pot is already bigger. Then we just jam turn if we go half pot on the flop. Yeah, I feel the sizing is a bit awkward on the turn here. But it's apparently fine to bet 15. Yeah. I mean, I can't replay the hand. Oh, I can. We can replay it. So I went for 5 blinds here. But GTO likes 10. But I think this hand plays itself on the turn. Because now if he calls, we just jam the turn. This is perfect. This is perfect geometric sizing. Half pot flop, half pot turn, all in, and it's wrong. Okay, yeah. So I'm thinking wrong here. So then we go 10. Yeah, another weird sizing in my mind. Oh, that's so weird. So the flop is the pot is 40 blinds, and we should bet 10 out of our 20 blinds left. You can understand that I feel uncomfortable with that, right, Craig? Yeah, so it's geometric turn and river, but not flop and turn and river. But that's impossible. It's only 2 streets, I guess. Because you tricked me into thinking, oh, flop is 50%, then turn also is 50%, and it makes a perfect shove, but it doesn't. It bets 10 blinds here. I'm not sure what we learned from this, though, because we have to like dig deeper into the whys but yeah, but that never happens here, Craig. You're saying 50% on all streets, but that didn't happen here. On the flop we did 50%, And that would be all in on the turn, which is what I tried. But we go 25 now. So it's 50, 25, 25. I mean, it's very... I don't mean, it doesn't matter, but... I'm glad you're enjoying it, brothers. I'm confused about the term geometric sizing. I thought it meant go the same percentage of the pot, multiple streets. And I think that's what it means. Yeah, thanks, Pringles. I'm happy that you agree with me. I'm just very interested to why we prefer to bet 10 blinds instead of all in here. And the same applies to the other situation where we bet a bit smaller on the flop. Then also the GTO prefers to bet 15 blinds out of our 25 blinds that we have left, instead of everything. In both cases, it prefers to bet less than all in. Yeah, but that's not an option, Crack. We can't make it 40%. GTO doesn't give us any options in this spot for that. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure we are diving into very much detail here. I mean, I'm sure it makes money to jam here. Like, you can also look at the EV, right, on the right here. It's very small differences. If we jam here, we make 35 blinds. I mean, it's huge. Even checking would be fine. We always make money here. I see, Crack, but what is the goal in a more heuristic explanation? Like, what is our goal with betting 10% here, 10 blinds here on the turn? Like you said, we don't need protection much, fine. But does our opponent really call that much wider? Like, is he calling with King 10 and then if he misses the river, he's folding? Like, if he's always calling turn and river, then it doesn't matter, right? Yeah, like I said, this is very small differences, and in game, it's fine to jam for sure. But I'm just interested in the theory behind it. Why we would bet quarter pot is, but the GTO prefers quarter pot here. That's what surprised me. 25% bet. Yes, it's not that easy, but we can do it, Pringles. I'm here to serve. Because we always have to make sure we're on the right point in the tree. So this is the spot, okay. So yeah, my colors are not great. I should change colors for all in and a bet smaller. I thought I had different colors for that. I thought my all in was already darker red. That's weird. Is this the same color? This looks just like the same colors to me, right? Can you see my mouse? Oh yeah, you can see my mouse. So I can't easily show you what's betting half pot here. Yeah, I can. It's this range. And all in is this range. Wow. So the only hands we want to go all in with are our top pairs and a couple bluffs. Yeah. I just did that, Pringles. So this is our 25%. Heavy on the ace king and ace queen. Basically heavy on the ace king and ace queen. And we balance with some bluffs here. Some king x and some king x as bluffs. Give it a good shot. And what's left of our top pairs that we don't jam. Together it looks like this. I'm not sure what I learned from this. Okay, Craig. And then they fold the pocket pairs on the river? If we bet our last 10 blinds? I guess I should plug that in, right? So we do bet 9. And then this is the button's response. This is the button's response. I'm looking at the turn now. We can also look at the flop. That was not what I was talking about. This is our flop strategy. And here we have the different colors of red. But that should make difference for all in, maybe. Maybe purple or something. So on the flop, this is our strategy. We 50% of the time we bet half pot with these hands. And the rest of the time we bet smaller with these hands. It's mostly about the calling range of the button, right? So we do bet 50%? No, 25%. The smallest option. Yeah, and then the button calls with the pocket pair. I understand that. But that was not my question. My question was, why did we bet 10 blinds on the turn in that situation earlier and not all in? But I guess it's the same, on the same line of thinking. We just want a wider range of calling hands against us. Because our hands are so strong. Yeah, that makes sense, Pringles. That makes sense. Poker is hard, man. Yeah, I understand that, Craig. There's also a bit of a delay, right? Sometimes I'm responding to like things you say 10 seconds ago. I understand that. But my biggest question was why it's so good for us to not jam the turn. Because jamming was also already lower than the pot. What was the turn? We can do a different turn for fun, but was it 10, right? Was it the 10 of diamonds? So there's 30 blinds in the middle. And I was surprised we never jam here. And the same goes for the other spot where we bet the larger bet. We always do 15 blinds. I mean, of course, it's cheaper with our bluffs, right? But then we only like give up rivers if we have king high or something like that. But yeah, it does make bluffing cheaper. And we can afford that because our range is so strong, right? And we have so many good hands that never fold anymore after we bet. Because that's the main takeaway, right? Like Pringles also says, we can include these bluffs with king X and stuff. And still get away and save 10 blinds, basically. But if we can afford that, that's always better than jamming. Is that a good way to think at it? Okay, cool. Now I feel super smart for 5 seconds. Thanks, Craig. We looked at that we looked at the spot long enough now. But thanks for diving into this with a. Yeah, it's very nice to have the king X. But if I look at it, if I get this spot in game again in a couple months, I'm afraid I will just jam again. Still, it's hard to like. Understanding something is one thing, and actually changing your in-game plan, it's not easy to copy that, right? From theory to practice. I'm much better in theory than I am in practice. That goes for a lot of players, man. Yeah. Yeah, I see. Let's do a couple more. We spent so much time on that, but that's nice. That's how we learn. So King Deuce is fold. We had this spot earlier. It's like King 4. If I get it in a couple hours, I still jam. Yeah, but I'm not gonna play much poker probably. I mean, we'll see. It can change quickly, but for now I can't really play much poker. But I'll still have this skill in my mind, you know. Yo, Spinky, tell me in the house. King Queen, of course we defend. Don't think I like squeezing here. We had a spot earlier where against the hijack and small blind, was it? Or hijack and button. We have some squeezes. And King Jack never did it. And King Queen did it sometimes. But these are stronger ranges, right? Than hijack and button. They can be call mostly. 60%. So we do 3-bet sometimes. Almost 50-50. Okay. I was afraid to squeeze because we got punished last time. I think this is a decent hand to check back. Lots of playability. You can see a flop for free. We want to raise a more polarized range, right? With more weaker hands than this one. And better hands than this one. Guess that makes sense. We flop top pair. I think I'm raising here all the time with top pair on the wet board. The only question is the sizing. Yeah, I think just go 3.5. I can see 6. Okay, maybe it's 6. Yeah. Well, we call mostly. That surprises me, chat. That surprises me, chat. In position here on a 9 high board with top pair. On a wet board with lots of draws, we call a lot with top pair. I guess because it's blind versus blind, because ranges are so wide, we just want to make him bluff turn and river and we can call. Even with if the board turns out bad for us. Pringle says, when I get shorter stacks, I always think I just want to get it in. Yeah, I never find these kinds of small bets. Yeah, but then you watch the pros. Well, yeah, you are a pro, but then you watch the high stakes pros, and they do lots of these weird smaller bets, right? Also 10% bets on weird spots you don't expect it. Or min raising where you don't expect it. Like, there's lots of smaller betting in high stakes poker. In GTO as well, so that makes sense. But hey, this is interesting as well, right? My instinct to raise here cannot be bad. But we call 60% of the time here. I guess just to keep his bluffs in? Yeah, we move on sometimes, Pringles, but I still can talk about specific things from the past. No beers for Mr. Carbs. You being a good boy. Alright, mate. I'm certainly gonna have some beers today. My 3rd day of beers this month. I mean, that is being a good boy for me. Only on Fridays this month so far. My 3rd day will be this month, so I'm pretty content with that. I'm pretty content with that. I need some relaxed time tonight after lots of stress and lots of sad times in my mind this week. So I will have a couple beers, and it's almost time for that. But hey, anybody want to talk about this spot with me for a second? Why does GTO prefer calling here towards racing? Is it, like I said, to keep the bluffs in because the ranges are wide anyway? Cheers, Roland. I'm finishing my coffee right now. Yeah, I don't mind. There's always a reason. Is that a song quote, Henny? One good reason. Well, yeah, I know why we race. I think racing makes money. But GTO agrees with that. EVs are the same. 3.11. I don't understand that, by the way. Why can't it be the same? I would always think that there was some difference there, but apparently not. So we purely mix because it's all the same EV. Small line doesn't have many 9x, and in position means we can't realize equity on turns. Okay. But if the small blind doesn't have 9x a lot, why is he leading here at all? We checked back pre, right? So he should have lots of leads, yeah. Makes sense. He didn't raise, so not a don't bet, right? Yeah. I know that concept. I know we raise more out of position than in position. We want to deny our opponent their positional advantage, which is a good reason to raise out of position. So, but yeah, I like your guys thinking. And to be fair, my instinct is not completely awful. My thinking is not completely awful, but calling is preferred here. So that's why we talked about it for a second. The smoking, you mean, Mr. Carbs? Yeah, that's a deadly combination, right? I'm kind of lucky that I never started smoking, man. I'm kind of lucky I never got that addiction as well. I think we can fold some of the worst suited hands against under the gun. I know this is a call against the button. I've seen these charts. We almost always call every suited hand, especially against late position. But maybe against under the gun, we fold some of the suited deuces and threes. Okay, I was wrong. Man, that's such a small difference then in defending versus under the gun or versus the button. This is button versus under the gun. We defend all suited hands. It's also a stack size thing, right? The deeper we are, the higher it's likely we call every suited hand. So let's quickly look at the difference between our response versus the button. I'm just interested in the difference. Yeah, so the offsuits are where the difference is. We still defend all suited hands, but we defend more offsuit hands against the button. And if I make it super deep stack, then 100 blinds against the button. There's another real difference here. There's literally no difference here. 100 blinds versus 40 blinds. But what's the percentage here? 65% call? %. Yeah, it's really a small difference. Really a small difference. Okay. Easy call. Pair versus the half pot bet. Top pair, mind you. I would like to have like at least a straight roll or a straight blocker to raise here, right? Well, I guess our straight rolls always are straight blockers as well. Like if I have king jack here or king 8, king queen, I would raise here. But yeah, I was gonna say then we call this one probably. 75%. So we have some raises there. I think we call again. I'm not in love with it though. Do we call again? I get top pair, man. Still top pair. But it's harder to bluff now, I guess. Straights come in. I have some straights as well in my range. I would play like an 8-9 or a jack 8, maybe the same. I don't know. I hate calling. Yeah, puke. Can I puke call this? But I'm sure we overfold if we start folding top pairs here. Oh wow, we don't? Interesting. We do win the hand, so hey, we must be the legends. We do win the hand. But on the turn, we fold mostly. So our instinct that it's pukeable is even in GTO is fine. We can fold this turn. Cool. Hey chat, I think I had enough of the study part. At some point your brain starts frying, you know? I'm happy we did another 90 minutes, just like last week. I'm gonna keep doing this at the start of Friday streams. And hopefully at some point I'll find some Wednesday, Thursday streams as well. But that is the end of the GTOWizard part of the stream for today.